Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video lesson, I'm going to show you how to make a very simple accessory indoors and outdoors. I picked this up, this Buddha. I love this type of stuff. It's a solar powered with a little light, and just to show you the little light that comes on. And what I want to do is I want to show you how to gray. It's ugly as gray, but I'm going to upcycle it. Upstyle it actually, because I'm using this as a door stopper for my door in my office, because the furnace is on a lot now and it constantly the flow to where it is if my door is always closing. So I picked this up in the summer to use outside just as a decoration inside the sun shelter. It's not waterproof yet, and if it is, it's at the dollar store. So I don't know how safe it is, so I'm going to be waterproofing all that stuff anyways, but I wouldn't put it out in the elements. I'm going to show you how to make something really, really nice with this. In the style that I'm doing it, you may not like the style, but this is just an idea of what you can do. So because this, I'm not sure if this is raw or if it's what it is, but it feels like it's super heavy, so it feels like concrete. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to seal it with Decor Americana multi-purpose sealer. Can't put that on the pad because that's going to damage it. And then I'm going to come in with Decor Americana Enchanted Ultra Black Base Coat Paint. And I'm going to show you that. And then I may end up going with the gesso, because this stuff here, I usually have to use 3 layers of this, which is a lot. With the gesso, it's usually just 1 layer. Then I'm going to come in and cover it with the Decor Americana Enchanted Iridescent Top Coat Acrylic Blue. And then to show you, if you want to seal it at the end, if you want to put it outside, no, I wouldn't put it where it'll get rained on for hours and hours and hours, but just to protect it from the elements, seal it with a polyurethane varnish. And for this one, I would use a Duraclear Ultra Matte. And I would use Ultra Matte if I want to use this inside, because when I do my coaching calls with creatives, this ends up being in camera view, and with the studio lights, or the office lights, I don't want any heavy glare on that. Okay, I don't want glare. So we'll see what happens. And I'm working on a book because of that glare with the light. All right, so let's get started. Now, if you're going to only use this indoors, then obviously you don't need to use the multi-purpose sealer. And all you do is just go over. And the beauty with this stuff is that you know if you've missed some spots, because it won't be shiny anymore. Now, if you were going to paint this a color, let's say a color other than black initially, let's say you want to go to a deep color, then what to do is when you do this, then put a coat of white gesso on there. So any color, let's say if you want to use like a red or yellow, that it won't be dulled down because of this gray. I'm going to be careful there. All right, so that's basically all I'm going to do. And I did prepare when I've got this part done, I want to show you what I did already as a test. And you want to make sure that you don't have any globs of the varnish, because it's going to hinder. It'll show up when you actually paint it. All right, so I'll just finish that off camera. So just to show you now, with then the next step, we're going to actually paint it black, and you need to put enough coats that it's completely opaque. You don't want any gray showing through. So that's what we're going to do next. Just what to do in advance though is I primarily wanted this to be done first, because I don't want any wet paint going inside the components here. All right, so I'm going to go off camera now, finish sealing this whole piece, and we'll come back, then we'll put on the ultra black base coat. Ultra black base coat, like I said, you can also use black gesso with that, and I'm going to end up having to do this in sections because of can't for it to dry properly. So you're just going to come in and apply a coat over the whole piece. And it is, like I say, it does end up being it doesn't give a full coverage on the first go. The gesso usually does, but I'm going to use this. What you don't want to use, well, you probably could, but acrylic paint that's satiny, you probably could, but you'd have to try it. I like a matte finish. The chalky gesso is what I love using for this technique. But if you're, like I said before, if you're going to be painting this a really bright color, then make sure that you put a coat of white gesso on it, which will make the colors really stand out. It won't be dulled down by this gray. All right, so I did the one coat, and now I'm working on the second coat. Just getting into all the nitty-gritty little pockets. So I'm going to continue on doing this, and then the next step is to apply the enchanted top coat acrylic. All right, so now the next step is just as simple. We're just going to take the Decor Americana Enchanted Iridescent Top Coat Acrylic in whatever color you want. So I'm going to be using blue. And all I'm going to do is take a big brush, big clean brush, and start painting that on. Now, the key with this is that you don't want to leave these globby finishes thinking it's going to be really iridescent. It won't. It won't dry translucent. So you need to make sure it's nice and even like that. It is beautiful once it goes on there. Oh. And before thinking, you need to add another layer, let it dry first. So I'm just going to continue on doing this. And when I'm not going to paint the pot, I think I'm going to paint the pot gold. So I'm going to do that after. So I'm going to continue on doing this. And then when we come back, we'll see the whole piece finished without the pot being done. If I decide to change it to a gold color. There we go. So I did change some things up. All right. So what I did, so on the blue, so the body and the back, the iridescent top coat acrylic, blue, the face and the hands, gold. The pot was holographic illusions, magic gold, and the hair, holographic glitter paint, mystic black. But look how beautiful that is. There we go. And parts that were much, where I wanted it shadowed, I just put a micro thin layer of the blue for the fabric. But it looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then let's see it lit up. Here we go. So, see how that glow? Here we go. So that's, oh, here we go. So there you go. Now, if you're going to use this outside, give it a coat of, not multi-purpose sealer, some polyurethane varnish for it to be safe. But I'm going to leave this to hold my door closed. And then at night, and then all I have to do is during the day, when I'm not going to be in my office, I put it in the window for it to charge, where the sun is pointing on this. And then at nighttime, I can turn this on. So that way, it just puts a little bit of a light, almost like a little night light. Almost like a little night light. Alrighty. So that's it, you guys. A very, very simple project. How to take a dollar store item, bling it up a little bit to make it a little bit nicer. And, it's really, really pretty. The only thing I don't know is if the sparkly bowl is appropriate, but I'm going to leave it like that. All right. So let me know what you think. And if you've done projects like this before, taken a dollar store item and upstyled it, I'd love to see. So please share a link to a picture if you have it on social. Leave it in the comments below. I'd look forward to seeing it. All right. So until I see you in the next lesson, stay inspired.